Oh, hi, Karl Frisch. Hi. How are you?
Hello. Is this the first time one of the relief bills has actually felt like relief?
Yes. Yes. It feels like we've passed a giant orange obstruction.
Kidney stone. Yes.
Right. Or something else. Okay. Karl, I'm sorry. Can I hear some President Joe Biden? Joe Biden, who is President Joe Biden? President Joe Biden.
Of the United States.
Yes.
This bill represents a historic victory for the American people. I look forward to signing it later this week. Everything in the American Rescue Plan addresses a real need, including investments to fund our entire vaccination effort, more vaccines, more vaccinators, and more vaccination sites.
And it is 1.9 trillion hang-on check notes, which is exactly what he proposed in January before he even became president. It looks exactly, the final package looks exactly like the... Okay, right. There was no significant shrinkage. It was exactly the same. It's almost like he understands the art of the deal, Karl. Do you know what I'm saying?
The art of the deal! Or that he was involved in the recovery in the Obama administration and understood what Republicans were able to do to limit the potency there.
Right.
So
can we just...
This is a huge deal.
Yeah. Can we take a second, just in case, people pay close attention, what is actually in it? Could I have some breezy informational music, please? Thank you, Sean. Obviously, the $1,400 stimulus checks for most Americans we've heard about extends $300 weekly unemployment benefits into September, establishes about $10,000 in tax forgiveness for the jobless, increases the child tax credit to roughly $3,000, includes $350 billion in state and local government aid, another $128 billion in funding for schools, $46 billion for contact tracing and testing, $25 billion for rental assistance, $25 billion to help struggling bars and restaurants, and billions more for vaccines, pandemic supplies, and other public health measures. I mean, he hit it out of the park on his first.
Yes. Yeah. He's also fixing things that were broken with the first efforts at recovery, including the Paycheck Protection Program for small businesses, to actually target it at mom and pop small businesses. Instead of letting major corporations take advantage of it.
Yeah, am I wrong in saying that Republicans have just become uniformly awful? I mean, first of all, not one of them voted for this.
Become is a relative term.
They literally all they're working on is voter suppression, just egregious voter suppression bills. You've got Asia Hawks passing an abortion, no exceptions for rape or incest bill. You've got. What was Governor Abbott threatening to sue cities that still require masks because they're listening to doctors and the CDC. How about this? Oklahoma, the Republican majority Oklahoma State House passed a bill on Wednesday that would grant immunity to drivers who unintentionally run over protesters. Oh, I see. So you can just say it was
it was unintentional.
Right. You can just say it was unintentional, and that's fine. I mean,
it's called the Drive Your Ground bill.
I mean, seriously, what is this? I mean, it just feels like I don't even know. Not just civil war. I don't even know what it feels like. It's just we're two separate. Like I don't know what they're doing.
It feels like the ghost of GOP president is the ghost of Trump past. I mean, this is the lessons they learned from the Trump administration.
Right. Just the meanest, the cruelest laws they can think of. I mean, they're focused.
Well, it comes to their politics. You have to understand, what is their political base at this moment, right? The only thing that's keeping them in any semblance of power is the ability to turn out their base. And what did Trump do to that base? By and large, he exposed what was underneath all along, and now it's nothing but exposed venom. And that's how you appeal to these people, unfortunately. And that's what Republicans are going to continue to do if that's all they've got.
Well, and basically all these are just for continuing the big lie, right? And of course, because Wheel of Right-Wing we find out that Trump just requested a mail-in ballot right after this entire thing. Then they're trying, but it's just they're taking his stupid lies and rhetoric and trying to make it law everywhere. No mail-in ballots, no absentee ballots, no early voting, no this, no that, and of course on cue although he might have he might be too late because you mean he didn't follow the rules? Fraud.
Deadlines.
He didn't follow the rules, so he might have asked too late to get it. But he asked for a mail. Can you? Okay, of course you can believe it.
Not surprising. I'm sure he's already set up the forwarding address for the state pen.
I mean, yeah, right. I mean, I gotta say, Carl, John Dean is not someone that's some kind of wild-eyed, but he's like, if Michael Cohen's gone for his 7th interview, there's going to be indictment soon. Like, you don't go 7 times unless the people that you're obviously talking about are of interest to the investigators. I mean, and now we have this new bombshell tape out of Georgia, right? I mean, that's what they're saying. Even that one, it could be the soonest and the most damning because they have it on tape. It's not just the one we already heard, right? I'm sorry, Carl, you only heard the ones you love. So I saved this for you. Cut 19. This is the new. So who is this? He called the Georgia Secretary of State's office. This was
the lead investigator in the Georgia Secretary of State's office. And the first part is him like, he's delusional. Listen to him talk about his win.
He blamed Stacey Abrams, terrible, dishonest Fulton County. Saying once again he won the state by hundreds of thousands of whatever, blah, blah, blah. And what I love in all these calls is it's the president of the United States, but the person going, yeah, I got a thing with, I gotta go. Yeah, you must be so busy. Well, look at the time, right? Like she's just trying to, yes, sir. Investigation. Okay, wow. Look at the time.
Oh, we're having a fire alarm. I've got to leave the building.
Okay, here we go.
The people of Georgia are so angry at what happened to me. They know I won by hundreds of thousands of votes. It wasn't close. And Alabama, where they go, because I won South Carolina in a record, Alabama in a record, Florida in a record. I won Florida by 600,000 or 700,000 votes. It's never happened before with a Republican. And with all the money they spent, you heard all about these guys going down spending a fortune. And we won Texas by a record.
No.
Texas was won by the biggest number ever.
No. George W. Bush, Mitt Romney, John McCain, Ronald Reagan, and Richard Nixon all won Texas by more votes than Trump did in both 2016, Carl, and 2020. Just, FYI.
But I have a feeling that he's just reading whatever was put in front of him. It's not like he's actually looking at the numbers himself.
I just love something bad.
I don't think he knows how to use anything on his phone other than Twitter.
Something bad happened. Something very bad. When the right answer comes out, you'll be praised. Okay, wait. Here we go. One more.
That's it.
They dropped ballots. They dropped all these ballots.
They did.
Stacey Abrams, really, really terrible.
Oh,
wow. Just a terrible thing.
Terrible.
And I will say this. If and when, hopefully this will show, because if you go back 2 years or 4 years, you're going to see it's a totally different signature. But hopefully, I will. When the right answer comes out, you'll be praised.
So if you can get to Fulton County, you're going to find things that are unbelievable. The dishonesty we've heard from good sources, really good sources that are not black. Stacey Abrams, terrible, black.
And you'll be praised by the White House if you do the right thing.
My God.
Yeah. Right. I love this. At one point, Watson appears to try to get Trump off the phone, but he keeps talking. Okay.
I have a feeling that's how most White House phone calls went for 4 years.
Can I just ask, is he that dumb? Does he not know these calls are recorded?
Yes.
Yes,
he is that dumb. Okay, so
just don't forget. I mean, it's a little bit of a blur after this time, but don't forget the articles that we read in the Post and the Wall Street Journal and the New York Times about how he was constantly warned that people were recording his phone conversations,
right?
And yet we still have these things happen,
right? Well, prosecutors are like, oh my God, are you kidding me? Really? Okay, Exhibit A. I mean, it's on tape. Yeah. You don't even have to be a lawyer to go. It's on tape. It's okay. I
mean, it's all connected. Why do you think he's raising all this money? It has nothing to do with running for president necessarily in 2024. It has to do with paying his legal bills.
I know. Okay. And I guess the idiots still don't get it. I mean, they still don't get it, that he's not running. It's right. It's exactly right. It's his legal defense fund.
And him sending a cease and desist letter to the Republican National Committee and the Republican Senatorial Committee not to use his likeness and name for fundraising is so that he can take all that money for his legal defense.
Yes, priceless. It's fantastic, and they will still lick his boots. It's fantastic. Yeah, we were saying, Carl, is this not in two, Velveeta Voldemort sightings yesterday? Not the most pathetic. This statement from the office of the president. I hope everyone remembers that when they're getting the COVID, 19 often referred to as the China virus vaccine. If I wasn't president, you wouldn't be getting that beautiful shot for 5 years at best. You probably wouldn't be getting it at all. I hope everyone remembers. Oh my God, is he Chris Farleying himself, or is it me? Do you remember? Remember that one time?
He may end up as a man down by the river, but look, the reason that the vaccine got off to a trembly start is because of Donald Trump.
Yeah.
The reason that Joe Biden has had to move heaven and earth to get an extra, millions of vaccines is because Donald Trump didn't do what he should have done as president.
Yeah.
If you want to set up a task force to get the vaccine done quickly, like any president would have, you should follow through with the work and make sure that the vaccines are available when they're ready.
Yeah. Karl, don't you think, I've been talking on the air, obviously, a lot about my mom and our whole situation. Millions of families mirror the same situation. But, don't you think even just politically, this is going to be huge, not just when the benefits of the COVID bill kicks in, but the fact that all of us are seeing real world. My brother and my sister have both been in to see my mother now. Like she's,
Right.
and she's one of the millions of people declining rapidly in nursing homes because they can't see or touch anybody in their family for over a year. So there's, oh my God, everything's starting to make me cry now. Doctor wrote a woman a prescription to hug her grandchild. You may hug your grandchild now. It's just, but these are real people whose real lives have been just decimated by this disastrous response to this thing. And it's for the first time we feel like, oh my God, we're all going to actually be able to get vaccinated and get back to some sort of semblance of normality.
And they're putting money into things that they should have put in from the beginning. Instead, Trump was like, let the states figure it out on their own.
Yeah.
Cut them loose.
I think the Biden administration, given even that it was Trump, was legitimately shocked that there was no vaccine plan. Not that it was a bad plan that was being implemented badly, that there was no plan. And
no plan.
That there was no plan, and that the Trump administration had lied to the states about the availability of vaccines.
Right. And who knows if that's another layer of scandal. We're going to find out who Jared sold them to, or where did those vaccines go, right? It's just, it is endless layers of criminality and corruption, isn't it? That we keep peeling back an onion.
Get the truth. Look, there were investigations before this man ever left office. There are investigations that have likely started since he left office. I have zero doubt that it's only a matter of time before we start learning far more than we ever thought was going on.
Yeah. It really is extraordinary. Like every layer of the onion, even though you think, oh, nothing could shock me about the Trump administration, you're just like, oh my God. And like I say, and stuff like these phone calls, you're like, of course, there's going to be more and more that comes out, more like unbelievably egregious criminality, right?
Imagine what phone calls are happening now that he doesn't even have the trappings of the work of the office of the president.
Yeah.
You can only imagine what people are recording right now. If you thought the Melania phone calls were strange, wait until you hear whatever they've recorded of the Trump since then.
Oh, God. I know. I can't. So that was obviously another huge thing. Senate confirming Merrick Garland, which, they were trying to, what it has the feel to me, Karl, them trying to stop the inevitable as much as they can, whether it's voter suppression or, stopping Merrick Garland. But you can't stop Christmas from coming. Ask the Who's in Whoville.
That's what it's all about. It's about slowing everything down.
Just as Christmas is coming. I'm just saying.
Making sure that 2 years feels like one.
Yeah. Just as Christmas is coming. It is. He was confirmed 70 to 30. Chuck Schumer said America can breathe a sigh of relief. We're finally going to have someone like Merrick Garland, someone with integrity, independence, respect for the rule of law, credibility on both sides of the aisle. He understands the job of Attorney General is one to protect the rule of law, unlike the previous Attorneys General under President Blach. I can't say it. It came almost, did you know that 5 years to the day, Karl, after he was, blocked from the Supreme Court. And I'm telling you, they're going to live to rue the day they did that.
Yeah. That's what a Justice Department should be about, right? It's not about defending the president from the people of the United States. It's about defending the people of the United States against, everything else. Yeah. So I think we're in good hands here.
Yeah. It's very exciting. And thank you for being here with us. It makes it extra party-like.
I can't wait to celebrate with you all in person at some point.
Yes.
I know. Right?
Yes, we are gonna hug you so uncomfortably.
I know.
Next time we see you.
Remember how needy I was before COVID, and I used to force you into slumber parties here, and I made you braid my hair.
I don't think anybody has to force me into a slumber party.
Remember, and we bounced on my bed, and oh my god, it was so much fun.
You curled my hair so hard it's gone.
I know. Well, I apologize. I was over enthusiastic. I love you, Karl.